Love is often most powerful before it is spoken. Sometimes, a man's heart is completely invested in you, yet the words "I love you" remain unspoken. This doesn't mean his feelings are any less real. On the contrary, love often reveals itself first through actions, attention, and subtle gestures rather than verbal declarations. Understanding these silent signals can help you recognize when a man is truly falling for you, even if he hasn't yet found the courage to say it. When a man is deeply in love, he shows it in ways that go beyond casual interest or fleeting attraction. He prioritizes your presence in his life, pays attention to the smallest details about you, and consistently makes time for you. He protects your feelings instinctively, listens attentively, and subtly includes you in his future plans. These behaviors are not performative or superficial. They are intentional, consistent, and meaningful. They demonstrate an emotional investment that is far deeper than mere words could convey. Often, men hesitate to express love verbally because they want to ensure the timing is right, protect their hearts, or gauge the depth of your feelings. During this period, their actions speak louder than their words. Every thoughtful gesture, every small act of care, and every moment of emotional openness is a clue that he is falling in love quietly but profoundly. Recognizing these signs allows you to understand the unspoken language of attraction and attachment, helping you read his intentions without misinterpretation. This guide explores 12 powerful signs that a man is deeply in love with you but hasn't said it yet. From showing emotional vulnerability to prioritizing you naturally, from supporting your dreams to demonstrating patience and understanding, each sign reflects a different facet of love expressed through actions rather than words. These behaviors build trust, intimacy, and emotional security over time, laying the foundation for a deeper connection. By paying attention to these subtle yet meaningful signals, you can gain clarity about his feelings and understand how he expresses love without verbal confirmation. Love is as much about action and presence as it is about words, and a man's silent devotion often reveals the truest depths of his heart. Whether you're navigating the early stages of romance or trying to interpret mixed signals, this guide will help you identify authentic emotional attachment and recognize when he is silently falling in love with you. Understanding the unspoken signs of love allows you to appreciate the depth of his feelings, recognize emotional investment, and strengthen the connection before words are even necessary. The actions he takes, the attention he gives, and the patience he demonstrates are all indicators that his heart is already committed. Love expressed quietly can often be the most genuine, and by the end of this guide, you'll be able to recognize the subtle ways a man shows he is deeply in love, even before he ever says it aloud. 1. He prioritizes you without being asked. When a man is deeply in love but hasn't said it yet, one of the clearest signs is how naturally you become a priority in his life. He doesn't wait for reminders, requests, or emotional pressure. Instead, he instinctively makes space for you in his time, energy, and decisions. You'll notice that he adjusts his schedule to include you, checks in on you during busy days, and considers your needs even when you're not present. This kind of prioritization isn't loud or dramatic. It's quiet, consistent, and intentional. What makes this sign powerful is that it comes from choice, not obligation. He doesn't act this way because he feels guilty or afraid of losing you. He does it because being connected to you feels important to him. He remembers important dates, asks about things you mentioned in passing, and shows up when it matters most. Even in small ways, like responding when he's tired or making sure you're okay before focusing on himself. His actions reveal where you stand in his heart. This behavior often shows up during moments when it would be easy for him not to prioritize you. When he's stressed, distracted, or dealing with his own challenges, he still makes the effort to stay emotionally present. That effort signals emotional attachment and love that's already rooted deeply. He may not label it as love yet, but his behavior speaks clearly. Another key aspect is that he doesn't make you feel like a burden. You don't feel as if you're asking for too much or interrupting his life. Instead, you feel naturally included. His prioritization feels calm, steady, and reassuring, not rushed or performative. Over time, this creates a sense of emotional safety. You know you matter without needing constant reassurance. Ultimately, prioritizing you without being asked shows that his feelings have moved beyond surface-level interest. Love often reveals itself first through actions, and when you consistently come first in his choices, it's a strong sign his heart is already deeply involved. 2. He pays attention to the smallest details. A man who is deeply in love often notices things others overlook. He remembers the little details about you, your preferences, habits, moods, and stories you may not even recall sharing. This attention isn't forced. It comes naturally because he is emotionally tuned into you. When he brings up something you mentioned weeks ago or remembers how you like your coffee or what stresses you out, it's a sign his mind and heart are already invested. Paying attention to small details shows presence. It means that when you talk, he's truly listening, not just waiting for his turn to speak. He absorbs your words, your tone, and even what you don't say. This level of attentiveness reflects emotional intimacy. He wants to understand you, not just impress you. Over time, this makes you feel seen and valued in a way that goes beyond surface attraction. These details often resurface in thoughtful actions. He might check in on you before something important, avoid things he knows bother you, or surprise you in small ways that align perfectly with your personality. None of this feels accidental. It feels personal, because it is. Love sharpens awareness, and his focus on details shows that you occupy a meaningful space in his thoughts. This behavior also signals respect. By remembering the small things, he shows that your experiences and feelings matter. He doesn't dismiss them as insignificant. Instead, he treats them as pieces of who you are. That level of care usually develops when emotional attachment has deepened. In essence, attention to detail is love in its quiet form. It's not flashy, but it's deeply intimate. When a man consistently remembers and responds to the small things about you, it's often because his feelings have grown far beyond casual interest, even if he hasn't found the words to say it yet. 3. He shows emotional vulnerability around you. One of the strongest signs a man is deeply in love is his willingness to be emotionally vulnerable with you. Many men are taught to guard their emotions, so when he opens up, sharing fears, doubts, past hurts, or insecurities, it's a significant signal. Emotional vulnerability requires trust, and trust is a foundation of love. He feels safe enough with you to let his guard down, even if he doesn't fully understand why yet. This vulnerability might appear gradually. At first, he may share small personal thoughts or talk about challenges he usually keeps to himself. Over time, these disclosures deepen. He may talk about his past, his regrets, or his emotional struggles. This isn't done for sympathy. It's an unconscious way of letting you see his real self. He wants to be known by you, not just liked. When a man is vulnerable, he's allowing emotional intimacy to grow. He's no longer focused solely on appearing strong or unaffected. Instead, he values connection over control. This shift often happens when feelings become deep and meaningful. He trusts that you won't judge him or use his vulnerability against him. You may also notice that he seeks your emotional support, values your opinion, and feels comforted simply by talking to you. That emotional reliance doesn't mean dependency. It means attachment. He associates you with safety, understanding, and acceptance. Emotional vulnerability is one of the clearest indicators that love is already present. Words can be delayed by fear or uncertainty, but vulnerability is harder to fake. When he opens his heart to you, even quietly, it's often because his feelings have already grown deeper than he's ready to admit out loud. 4. He consistently makes time for you. One of the most telling signs that a man is deeply in love but hasn't voiced it yet is how he consistently makes time for you. Life is busy, filled with responsibilities, obligations, and distractions, yet he finds ways to prioritize moments with you. Whether it's a quick call, a coffee meetup, or just checking in during a hectic day, he deliberately carves out space for your connection. This consistency is more than casual interest. It demonstrates that being part of your life matters to him on a daily basis. Making time for you shows intentionality. He doesn't rely on chance encounters or expect you to adjust to his schedule. Instead, he actively ensures you're included. Even in small ways, These gestures indicate love and care. He might remember your routines and work around them, surprise you with time to talk when he knows you're stressed, or adjust his plans to accommodate yours. Over time, this persistent effort signals that his emotional investment runs deeper than mere attraction. Consistency also reflects reliability and patience. A man in love wants to prove that he's dependable, showing you that you can count on him even before words confirm his feelings. He understands that meaningful connections aren't built through fleeting moments but through repeated, thoughtful presence. Furthermore, making time consistently communicates respect. He values your company enough to prioritize it without pressure or expectation. You feel acknowledged and cared for simply because he makes the effort without needing a reason or recognition. Ultimately, a man who consistently makes time for you demonstrates love in action. His presence communicates devotion, emotional commitment, and investment in your well-being, even before he finds the courage to say, "I love you." 5. He protects your feelings instinctively. Another powerful sign of love is a man's instinctive desire to protect your feelings. When he is deeply invested, he becomes aware of your emotional state and acts in ways that prevent unnecessary hurt or discomfort. He doesn't wait to be asked or instructed. He naturally steps in to cushion difficult situations, diffuse tension, or shield you from criticism or negativity. This protective behavior is rooted in care, empathy, and emotional attachment. Protecting your feelings often appears in subtle ways. He may avoid topics he knows will upset you, offer reassurance when you're doubting yourself, or carefully phrase comments to be constructive rather than critical. Even in group settings, he may subtly intervene to support you or ensure your perspective is heard. These actions aren't performative. They are instinctive responses motivated by his growing emotional attachment. This behavior demonstrates that he values you deeply. Protecting your feelings shows attentiveness and emotional intelligence. He notices your moods, anticipates your reactions, and adjusts his behavior to preserve your comfort. It's a quiet way of expressing love without speaking the words aloud. Additionally, this instinctive care reflects long-term investment. Men who truly care want to be a source of safety and positivity in your life. They aren't focused on short-term wins or impressing you. They are committed to building trust and emotional security. In essence, when a man instinctively protects your feelings, it signals profound love. His actions communicate that he prioritizes your happiness, understands your emotions, and is emotionally invested in nurturing a bond that goes beyond words. 6. He listens to understand, not just to reply. Listening is one of the most underrated yet powerful indicators of love. A man deeply in love doesn't just hear your words. He seeks to understand their meaning, your emotions behind them, and the subtle cues you convey. Unlike casual listening, which focuses on waiting for a chance to respond, attentive listening prioritizes your experience, demonstrating respect and emotional investment. When he listens to understand, he absorbs both the content and context of your words. He notices your tone, body language, and pauses, using these cues to fully grasp your feelings. He asks thoughtful questions, remembers what you said previously, and reflects on your experiences in ways that show you are genuinely valued. This active engagement indicates that he cares deeply and is invested in knowing you, not just superficially, but intimately. Listening this way also creates emotional safety. You feel heard, validated, and understood without needing to explain repeatedly or seek reassurance. This fosters trust, deepening the connection naturally. Men who are in love want to ensure that their partner feels respected and supported, and attentive listening is one of the most effective ways to demonstrate that care. Moreover, understanding-focused listening signals patience and maturity. It shows that he values your thoughts over immediately advancing a conversation or pushing his agenda. He prioritizes emotional connection over simple communication, which is a hallmark of genuine love. In short, when a man listens to understand, not just to reply, it is a powerful, nonverbal declaration of love. His attentiveness, empathy, and willingness to fully absorb your perspective demonstrate that his feelings are deep, authentic, and ready to grow even before he articulates them. 7. He includes you in his future plans. One of the most unmistakable signs that a man is deeply in love, even if he hasn't said it yet, is when he naturally includes you in his future plans. He doesn't just think about the present. He imagines a life that involves you in meaningful ways. This could be casual, like mentioning upcoming events he wants you to attend with him, or more long-term, such as talking about trips, projects, or life milestones he hopes to share with you. Including you in his plans demonstrates emotional investment. It shows that he sees you as an integral part of his life and wants your presence in moments that are significant to him. He isn't just thinking of convenience or fun. He's envisioning shared experiences, signaling that your relationship holds real importance to him. This silent inclusion reflects a deeper level of attachment, even before he openly confesses his feelings. This behavior often reveals itself subtly. He may discuss things like, "I hope we can celebrate this together," or "I'd love for you to see this with me." Even if the plan seems small, the fact that he naturally thinks of you shows that your happiness and involvement matter to him. It's not about controlling the future. It's about wanting to share it with someone he cares about deeply. Men who include you in their future plans also exhibit patience. They may not rush into formal commitments or declarations, but by consistently integrating you into their vision, they communicate love in action. Over time, this consistent pattern signals that his heart is invested and you are already part of his life in a meaningful, intentional way. Ultimately, when a man includes you in his future plans, it's a profound indicator of love. It's a quiet, consistent, and intentional act that speaks volumes about how he feels, even if the words haven't yet caught up with his emotions. 8. He supports your growth and dreams. A man who is falling deeply in love shows his affection through support for your growth and aspirations. He celebrates your successes, encourages your ambitions, and stands by you as you pursue your goals. This type of support is subtle yet powerful. It signals that he isn't just attracted to you as you are now, but is genuinely invested in your long-term happiness and potential. Supporting your dreams requires patience, attentiveness, and emotional maturity. He listens to your aspirations, offers guidance when appropriate, and motivates you without imposing his own agenda. He becomes genuinely excited about your progress, whether it's a personal project, career advancement, or a hobby you're passionate about. This encouragement reflects love because it shows he values your individuality and wants to see you thrive, not merely stay close for his own comfort. This kind of support also strengthens trust and emotional intimacy. When he champions your growth, you feel seen and valued for who you truly are. He demonstrates that his love is not possessive or conditional, but rooted in genuine care for your well-being and fulfillment. Even before verbal expressions of love, his consistent encouragement communicates emotional attachment and deep affection. Moreover, his support often extends to small, everyday actions. Whether he reminds you of deadlines, celebrates milestones, or simply listens attentively to your progress, these gestures signal that he is present in your life in meaningful ways. They are acts of love that prioritize your dreams alongside his own, showing long-term emotional commitment. In essence, when a man supports your growth and dreams, it's a quiet but undeniable sign that his love is sincere. His actions reveal emotional investment, care, and the desire to see you flourish in every aspect of your life. 9. He becomes more patient and understanding. Patience and understanding are hallmarks of love, particularly when a man hasn't yet verbalized his feelings. When he is deeply invested, he becomes more tolerant of your quirks, mistakes, and emotional fluctuations. He listens carefully during disagreements, refrains from judgment, and gives you space when needed. This shift is often subtle but consistent, signaling emotional maturity and deep attachment. Being patient and understanding requires effort and intentionality. He may slow down conversations to ensure you feel heard, offer reassurance during stressful moments, or allow you time to process your emotions without pressure. This behavior demonstrates that he prioritizes the health of the relationship and values your feelings above fleeting frustration or ego. Such patience is particularly significant because it reflects his investment in the long-term connection rather than short-term convenience. He doesn't react impulsively or withdraw when challenges arise. Instead, He approaches situations with empathy and emotional intelligence. Over time, this consistent understanding fosters trust and intimacy, making you feel safe and valued. In many cases, his patience is paired with emotional insight. He notices patterns in your moods, understands your triggers, and adapts his responses to maintain harmony and connection. This subtle attentiveness shows that he is deeply attuned to your emotional world, a strong indicator of love before words are ever spoken. Ultimately, when a man becomes more patient and understanding, it's a quiet yet powerful demonstration of his feelings. It shows that his love is thoughtful, considerate, and emotionally committed, laying the groundwork for a deeper connection long before he expresses it verbally. 10. He feels safe sharing his true self. A man who is deeply in love but hasn't openly expressed it often reveals his feelings by being vulnerable and authentic around you. He shares parts of himself, his thoughts, fears, dreams, and quirks that he may not reveal to anyone else. This sense of safety is a powerful indicator that he trusts you and values the emotional intimacy you share. Love grows when two people feel understood and accepted, and his willingness to show his true self signals that is already emotionally invested. When he feels safe, he doesn't hide behind a mask of confidence or indifference. He allows you to see his insecurities, past struggles, and personal reflections without fear of judgment. He may confide in you about his challenges at work, his family dynamics, or even personal failures. Sharing these intimate details shows that he trusts your opinion and sees you as someone who can handle his vulnerabilities with care. This behavior is subtle yet significant. Many men reserve this level of openness for people they truly care about, which makes it a silent but unmistakable signal of deep affection. By allowing himself to be seen fully, he communicates that he is ready to form a meaningful, lasting connection. Over time, this safety and authenticity strengthen emotional bonds. When someone consistently feels safe sharing their true self, it encourages reciprocity. You feel closer to him, and he becomes more deeply attached. This gradual unfolding of trust and openness often precedes verbal declarations of love, making it a clear sign that his feelings are profound and sincere. In essence, a man who feels safe sharing his true self is already deeply invested emotionally. His authenticity, vulnerability, and trust are silent but powerful indicators of love, even before he ever says the words aloud. 11. He chooses you even in difficult moments. Love is tested most in challenging situations. A man who chooses you even during stressful, confusing, or complicated moments demonstrates a deep, committed affection. He doesn't abandon the connection when things get tough or when circumstances make it inconvenient. Instead, he actively decides to stay emotionally present, showing that you matter more than temporary frustration or obstacles. Choosing you in difficult moments often appears in subtle ways. He may prioritize your feelings during arguments, make compromises for the sake of the relationship, or support you through personal struggles. This consistent presence signals that his care and commitment are not conditional or superficial. He values the relationship enough to invest effort even when it requires patience and sacrifice. This behavior is a hallmark of mature love. It's easy to be attentive and supportive when everything is going smoothly, but continuing to choose someone amid challenges reflects true emotional investment. It shows that his heart has already committed to you, even if he hasn't verbalized it. Additionally, choosing you in difficult moments fosters trust and emotional security. You feel valued, seen, and supported, which naturally strengthens the bond and deepens attachment. His actions convey reliability and devotion, demonstrating that he is not just present for the easy times but fully invested in a lasting connection. In short, a man who consistently chooses you in tough situations is silently showing that his love is genuine, steadfast, and deeply rooted. His dedication speaks louder than any words could. 12. He shows love through actions more than words. Finally, one of the most telling signs a man is deeply in love without saying it is that he expresses his feelings primarily through actions rather than verbal declarations. He understands that love is demonstrated through consistency, attention, and care, not just phrases. From thoughtful gestures to small daily acts, he communicates his feelings in ways that leave a lasting impact. These actions can take many forms: remembering what matters to you, checking in regularly, helping you without being asked, making you laugh, and providing emotional support. Each act, though subtle, adds up to a pattern of behavior that reflects deep affection. Even without words, you sense his dedication, attention, and love because it is woven into his everyday interactions. Showing love through actions also reflects emotional maturity. Words can be easy to say but hard to mean. Actions require thought, effort, and consistency. By prioritizing deeds over statements, he demonstrates that his feelings are authentic and sustainable. He doesn't need constant validation or acknowledgement. He quietly proves his commitment through behaviors that matter most to you. Over time, this method of expressing love builds trust, emotional intimacy, and a profound sense of security. It allows you to experience his feelings directly through experience rather than rely solely on verbal confirmation. This is often the hallmark of men whose love is deep, intentional, and ready to grow into verbal acknowledgement when the time feels right. In essence, when a man shows love through actions more than words, it's a clear, silent, and undeniable signal that he is deeply invested emotionally. His behaviors reflect authenticity, care, and a long-term commitment that precedes verbal expression.